Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Hi guys. Just wait a little bit while people pop on here. Boop, boop, boop. Hello. I'll just give this a few moments while everybody boots up. Okay, it'll help me keep up with time. Excellent. I should be okay. I have plenty to do, but no problem. So the people that are here, my name is Dusty Hanson. I'm a ceramic artist, and I've been doing pottery for 20 years now. I started in 2000 and 2020, so 20 years. I was 16 when I first started, and I just was hooked ever since, so it was great. So just love it. And part of my favorite thing is experimenting with surface. So today, that's kind of what I'm going to be demonstrating is surface decoration. I'm going to swipe these comments away because they're distracting for now. I'll answer comments in the end. So one of my favorite things I like to do is surface decoration, and with that I've kind of played with iron oxides and copper oxides and so many different oxides, trying to develop this kind of rustic look that I use. And I think it's just so important for us potters and ceramic artists to just be practicing and experimenting, because it's just, there are so many different things that different clay bodies can do and different oxides and things can do. So I think doing anything like surface or tiles are just priceless. I always write down my recipes that I make if I'm taking underglaze and I'm mixing it with an oxide or anything, because everything will give you a little bit different of a look. So this is a white, and then here's yellows. So I think it's important when you're decorating your work to kind of have an idea of what the outcome is going to be. And instead of just wrecking a piece like this and then just like kind of winging it, it's kind of nice to be able to know or have a good jumping off point. And that's what I think test tiles are good for. So this is one of my teapots that I have done, and I posted it on Clay Buddies. This is a type of wash that we're going to be doing today. So I don't know how well you can see this, but so you can see it's really rustic. It's kind of beat up. It's kind of what we go for. I go for. It's not for everybody. The second part of my demo today, I'm going to be showing you. So you see these underglaze bubbles? I am in love with underglaze bubbles. So they are so much fun. See all those? Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, a lot of fun. So we're going to be talking about that too. So I think I have all my materials ready here. I have plenty of pieces to work on. So I like to keep plenty of underglaze, my mixture, kind of in a larger quantity. So I have, these pint jars that I mix ahead of time. This one in particular is, I always start off with like a 50-50 whatever color, whether it's black, blue, here's some brown, even purple. So any of these colors work awesome for an underglaze, or if you're doing like roses or something like that, you can do like a red or a purple. It just really helps accent the cracks and the crevices of your work. So this one is already pre-mixed to save some time. I started off with black. This one's got blue in it. I even have a little bit of maybe copper carbonate and iron oxide in it, but I think, again, you want to experiment, because my work demands a certain kind of look, and I think your work would ask for whatever you're looking for. So experiment, do test tiles. It only takes 5 minutes to make these little guys versus a teapot or whatever that took 10 to 20 hours or whatever. So that's it. So we're going to hop right into it. So the pieces that I have today to work on are a couple mugs. You guys probably remember this one. Anybody who watched my lives earlier this year, we did this guy. So we are going to be doing this one. He should be pretty fun. I have a few mugs here. So a few of my mugs, we'll do underglaze on those and maybe even a butt. So that makes it fun. So before I always get started, I like to test the surface. So it's important for me because I don't like to wreck things. So I have my mixture here. Again, this is mostly, I think it was mostly black, 50-50 with water. I added a few things here and there, but I'm not going to be adding anything. It's pretty simple. When I apply this, I see a lot of people apply Underglaze, and I'm going to move the camera down a little bit for you guys. It's really high, but we'll be tilting it. Let's see if I can get my comments back. So when I apply my Underglaze, I see a lot of people, they just will paint it right out of the jar, and then it's super, super black. Did you talk about the percentages of oxide? Oh, the percent, the percentage of oxide really varies. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. Every oxide will interact differently with the glaze that's applied over it. A lot of the times, certain oxides will just eat right through anything. And one thing that it's always important for people to remember is a lot of oxides, underglazes, they're not always food safe. So I don't ever like to put anything inside. If I'm doing a bowl or something, I don't like to do a lot of oxides or things like that on the inside of the ware because I get concerned that, it's not food safe. Anything that is questionable should be tested because you don't want to hurt anybody. And some of the oxides out there, like copper, can poison, your work. I know that underglazes, they say they're food safe and things like that, so I feel pretty safe using those. I use them around the rim of my work a lot of the times, but I always add several coats of clear anywhere that it's going to come in contact with your mouth or food, anything like that. So, again, it's mostly 50-50. This one has black, blue, purple, stuff like that. So now that it's all mixed up, I like to test it and see where we're at. So when I put it on, I like it to be kind of opaque, and then it'll dry a little bit darker. So I feel this one is a little too opaque for me, so I'm going to add a little bit of black and a little bit of blue to this one. Okay. A little daubs. Less is more. Yes, it's important to have food safe work. So I just squirt a little bit in there, and I'll just shake it up quick, see where we're at. That color, I just really didn't like it because I am going to be... And when I paint underglaze or a wash, I'm always thinking about the type of work that it's going on. So for, certain things might ask for different colors or textures or whatever, so I always keep that in mind. I don't think any one formula is going to be the go-to formula. Okay, so this one's got a little bit of a blue. It's kind of hard to see, but now I have kind of a blue hue kind of to it, and I really like where that's at. I think that'll be pretty nice. It could have some more in it because you can see it's breaking on the edges there, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll just do a couple coats and we'll kind of see how it goes. So should we do the sculpture first? That'd be kind of fun. Comments are getting her in the way. I can't see. All right. So this was, we did a demo earlier in the year with this guy. So it's kind of fun for everyone to see where we're at. So I'm just painting it on, just trying to get it on. Brushing as I go. Make sure you guys got a good view. just even coats. I think that's important, even coats here. Yeah, see, this has got a really nice color to it, really black, blue, and I can see a little bit of the purple in it, so that's kind of nice. And since I have my test tiles and I've done so much testing, I'm pretty confident with knowing exactly where we're going to go with this. Look at the time. Bum, bum, bum. Now when I do this, I usually try to do more than one thing at a time. I usually make a lot of mugs, so I'll just do all the mugs this way first, which we'll do right now. And if we get time, I'll clean them all up. And the mugs are C1. You might have seen them all, but again, I'm going to answer questions at the end, so please hang on to those, or maybe somebody else can jump in and answer those for me. So the nice thing about this is you can kind of just add more as you need it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and every time I put my brush in my container, I'm stirring. So we keep a nice even mixture here. Even on the bottom. Okay. Coat it evenly all over. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I think, we missed that whole section right there. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good for this one. So we're going to set him aside. Oops. We'll do another mug. So I'm going to try, my hand. You can see my hands, they're dirty. So that's going to happen. And I almost just grabbed my mugs from the inside. That's not something that you want to do. So when I make my work, I'm always thinking about the end in mind, because I have screw holes everywhere. I make these little rivets. I add so many dents all over the work. There's just things everywhere that won't normally come out if you glaze something. But the nice thing about doing washes is you can just make all of this stuff just pop, and it's, just changes everything. Big game changer for those of us that do a lot of attention to surface detail and stuff like that. That would normally get lost in glazes. Okay. Now, when I'm applying this, I should be wearing gloves probably. But I couldn't find them this morning. I think my kids probably got my box and disappeared. Normally I'd wear gloves, especially anything that's got a little bit of copper in it. This has just got a little bit of copper in it. Okay, we're just painting the surface. Okay, pretty ugly. Oh, ugly black mugs. Where are we for time? Oh my gosh, we got so much time. Let's do them all. Let's do all of them. Just for fun. Make sure we save a little bit of time for the bubble technique, which is one of my favorites. Okay, just, I'm just coating evenly, quickly. So then, again, everything's drying. Nothing's ready for me to wipe off yet. So, I'm just coating more stuff as I go. Just kind of gonna keep up the production line here while I wait. And you really want it to dry first. Everything should be dry before you jump into it. Okay, super nasty. I don't know what we're gonna have time for, but we're just gonna do them all quick again. This process really doesn't take too long. I do a lot of other techniques. There's a drip technique that I do. There's some splatter techniques that I do. There's dry brushing techniques. So this is just one of the many techniques that I usually include in each one of the mugs. But I don't think we have time for everything. Okay, I'm just always turning and looking, making sure I got everything. It's nice that this stuff is so fluid that it's just like water. So we're just coating. Okay, right now is not the exciting part. The reveal is, I find, exciting. Now a lot of the times, like, we have the blue. If you really wanted to make like a nice contrast, you could make yourself a nice blue wash, white blue. You can make yourself a nice, like, this is peachy color, so you could have a nice dark brown chocolate color. That would also be nice. Okay. Okay, finish this one up. And now it's all black. See? Black. Okay, so I think we're done with the underglaze wash stuff. So we'll go back to the beginning now. I have a bowl of water here. I have some fresh sponges. Okay, now when I wipe away, I'm just wiping gently, and I'm always careful to think about how things that I want to look. And again, I purposely add lots and lots of surface texture onto the sculpture so my underglaze or whatever wash I'm using has a nice place to land. And you can start to see, you know, how everything starts to just come out. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that nice? That's pretty. Okay. About the I'll discuss the importance of, I'm wiping right now and nothing's coming off. Most of my work is painted at a greenware state with underglaze. Sometimes I paint on bisqueware, but it's important for me to refire that. That will lock in the color, so when you're wiping it, nothing's coming off. It makes it really nice that, you know, nothing just kind of rubs off. I've struggled so many times in the beginning because I kept trying to do everything at once. You know, you really just got to be patient, go through the steps, give it plenty of time. You know, do it right, and everything will look so much better. Just, see, it's starting to really pop all those cracks and all those divots and all those bumps and everything. Okay. Now, just wiping it away, there's a lot of skill involved, I feel, because you can be very, very artistic with your wiping away too. You don't want to push too hard. I'm being gentle, you know, just trying to rub the sponge. Just let it catch what it's going to catch and leave everything else in the cracks. And everything just starts to really come out. Just really start to pop. I could have left half plain, and then you could have really saw the difference in that. Now, my mixture of underglaze is designed to be dark. It almost is like a cartoon in the way that I outline all of my lines. Now, you could do a super thin wash, you know, even 10% underglaze or whatever your mixture you want to be, and it would be very opaque. And that could be the look that you're going for. Not everybody should just pull up someone else's recipe and say, hey, I'm going to make it exactly how they make it. experiment a little bit, play, and oh man, look how cool that looks. Let's finish over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get to the inside of these teeth here. Again, this sculpture may not be for everybody. Like, oh my gosh, I want that in my... I mean, that's not what this is about. It's the type of art that I make is for me and that I make. The technique can be used for anything. You know, I used to do a lot of roses, handmade roses, and that technique, you know, you can do the same kind of thing. I haven't made roses in a long time. Okay. So again, as I'm kind of brushing, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. So that helps to practice, to experiment. You know, a lot of the times people are just going to really get in here and get as much out as they want. I mean, if that's for you, that's your thing. Just like, you know, we all have different taste. So mine, I've just done this a million times, so I already know exactly where I'm going, how much I want to wipe away, what I want to keep, and I also know the end result, what it's going to look like. Now my hands are dirty and it's transferring back on. That's becoming a little bit of a problem. How are we doing here? Okay. Okay. Man, we are doing so good for time, guys. All right. Okay. Let's just finish wiping it away. Sculptures, I don't always coat with a glaze on the top. My mugs, however, keep everything food safe. I have a really light glaze that I'll put on the top. A really satin finishy glaze. Kind of just seals everything up. Real nice for me. If anybody's kind of felt Underglaze, you know that it's got this real gritty feeling to it, almost like a sandpaper. I don't know if you guys can hear the snow sliding off my roof. It's snowed here the last couple days in New York, which is awesome. Just awesome. But I should be happy. My live video connected. Notice that some people were having connectivity problems, which that's no good. Okay. Now, this sculpture, I don't know if anybody remembers, but we ended up adding this backside. Okay, this whole backside was hollow and empty. Now, when I went back and added it, I think the sculpture was too hard, so I did get some cracking. A little bit of hairline cracks. You can see, I don't know if it's coming through. So, things like that, this is a wonderful opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that cracked right there. So, I'm just going to get my underglaze again, and we're just going to, it doesn't even matter. We just cover it up, put a little more on there, and I think I'm just going to wipe away a little bit lighter, and we're just going to cover some of that up because, you know, it doesn't make the sculpture worth less. It's just cracks are unsightly. I actually missed it. I think we're going to have to come back to that one, let it dry. But as you can see, you know, we went from, we didn't do the bottom. Come on, guys, killing me. You could leave the bottom black, except for my name's on the bottom, so, you know, like leave it a little bit of rustic. Okay, so, and look at the drip on the face, come on. killing me here. I repainted that section and it kind of, okay. Okay. So that's done back there. So I might have to do some more wiping, but gives you a really good idea of how you can go from a bisqueware sculpture that, you know, doesn't have a lot of edge detail, and now with a simple wash, it just really is eye-catching. Every crack, every tooth, everything is just awesome. So awesome. Time. Lots of time. All right, we'll set this over here. We'll do a mug. All right. So I don't know what mug this is going to be. My favorite part about wiping away work that you've already painted is that you have like this great reveal. It's like exciting. Anything. So we'll have exciting together. Now I like to wipe it away in little, let me make my comments go away again, sorry. I like to wipe away in little bits at a time. You know, I could just really grind it right off if you wanted. That's your prerogative. But for me, I'm just kind of wiping it away, and I'm keeping in mind, the end in mind. So as I'm wiping it away, I don't want to wipe everything away, because there's a lot of surface detail in there that I'm trying to keep. Like I have little tool marks here and there and little screw holes that I added and things like that. So whatever your work is, maybe you just need a simple wash, or maybe you need it to be more artistic. So as we're having this great reveal of everything that you've done, all that work, you can start to see it come through. I'm going to set it back down. Okay, I'm just being gentle. I think the underglaze is also very fragile in this state where a little too much wiping will pull it right off the surface. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm just going to remind everybody that I will leave some time at the end. We'll do some questions if anybody has any. If everybody's just like in complete awe and has no questions, we can just hang out for a bit. I think surface decoration is just one of those things that comes with practice. My beginning was very terrible. I've wrecked probably hundreds of mugs and pieces trying to figure out something that works for me. I feel like I finally discovered a formula. I've played around enough where I can at least know what to expect out of different surfaces, different oxides, different underglazes. And that just comes with testing, lots of testing. Okay, I think we are pretty good here on this one. I don't get too crazy with wiping it away. I do like a dirty mug. I like them dirty. For my application, it works better. So that's kind of the general look that I'm going for. We'll do some nice close-ups. You can see all my screws. You can start seeing all the work that I put back in is come right back out. All the screws around the rim, everything. And without doing this, you're not going to get any of that detail. So, woohoo! Okay, there's one. We will do the... Oh, I was supposed to do a radioactive one. All right, we'll do a butt mug quick, and then... So, same thing, just gonna do more wiping away on this one because it's a flesh tone. So, different strokes for different projects. So, the great reveal, it starts to come out. Get around the cheeks. Now this one is one of those ones where I don't want to have a lot of underglaze on the back because it starts to look like a dirty butt. Excuse my language, but you want to keep it nice and clean, whatever you're doing. So the pants. So a lot of the work that I put in is in the previous stage, the painting. I do a lot of, if you've seen my previous videos, I do a lot of surface prep work, a lot of dotting, a lot of dry brushing, things just like that. So just, it doesn't take long. After you know what you're doing, I mean, it can go really fast. And okay. All right. I think we're about done. Oh, missed that whole section. Okay, keep wiping, 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 wiping. Let's finish up. Quick. Again, I'm being gentle, try not to wipe away too much. Don't want to wipe away all the previous work that I have done. You know, wipe away the bottom. That's gum. Kind of looks like gum. Bum bum. Okay. Get in there. Shove this. My sponge is kind of big to get in the handle there. Okay. I think my surface here is dirty. We'll do one more time around. Clean it up a little bit. This one I clean away a lot more than my other mugs because I don't want these to look dirty and dingy. You know, I just want the lines. Normally I would have mixed a different color for this one probably with a little bit more blues in it because I like the blues on the blue jeans, but so that's, you know, kind of it for that. Let's keep it simple. What time is it? 1:30. We can wipe off. Let's wipe off one more mug. And then we'll do the bubble technique. I think we got time. So, again, best part, the great reveal. Bum, bum, bum. Oh gosh, that's a lot of water. Just pour it out of there. Okay. I'm just going to blow through this one fast. I'll touch it up later, but everyone gets the idea. that washes are amazing. Now, usually I take a lot more time to do this, but we have time restrictions today, guys. They're going to kick me off. Stacy and Tim are on the clock. All right, that's it. Sweet. So you get a good idea. All the screw holes again. You see everything. Got to see it lots of times. What? You know, the lines, all the little marks, all the stuff. Okay, so moving forward, the bubble technique. I love the bubble technique. I need my towel. Let's clean my space up here real quick. Okay, for this I have a container with a brush. I have not black, that would be bad. You could use black. For these, I use yellow. So we're gonna put some yellow in there. A lot of yellow. Let's just get crazy yellow. Okay, before I wipe, I always, double check, make sure, because after you add your bubbles, you're pretty much done. So I'm gonna double check this one, because I don't want to have to clean it up again. Just double check real fast. I like it. Happy. Okay, so we have our yellow underglaze. I have water. Now I'm thinking about 50-50 here. I have a mixture going. I kind of, a lot of the times I will mix it just by eye. I haven't really got the bubble technique down, a formula down 100% that I just love. So right now it's kind of 50-50, and then dish soap. This is Gain, works for me. Don't remember where I got it, but it works. Okay. And I'm just stir. Gonna stir it all up, get all the little lumpies out of there. Okay. I'm gonna sit down. Got my chair here. And a straw. These may be hard to find if you live in some states. So, and then I know, like chocolate milk. Just don't drink it. You will die. I don't know about that, but so. You ever seen that? Look at that. It's like a brain. Okay. We have bubbles. So, you have mug, you have bubbles. You could do this with just about anything, I guess. So, I'm going to hold my mug in there and I'm going to blow. Okay, and then you can kind of check with a few of the bubbles that are on there, see how they're doing, how when they pop. That gives me a good tell of what I need more of. So for instance, we get those bubbles on the surface, and when they pop, they'll leave a nice little ring of underglaze. And then that tells me what I need to add more. If I can't see my bubbles, then I need to add more underglaze. If I can't get the bubbles to even come up, I probably need a little bit more soap. So let's keep going. Well, seeing this craziness, this is actually a surface technique. Can you believe that? I can't. Okay, so I'm looking at my bubbles and I don't think that I don't see it coming through. So I am going to add a little bit more underglaze. They're popping and they're okay, but we don't want just okay. Okay, Stir, 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 stir. Oh yeah, look at that big mess of bubbles in there. I don't know, maybe it's okay. I don't know. It's okay. A little bit more is not going to hurt anything. Maybe it will. Okay, here we go. You know, I think it was, I was a little premature to add more. We have some really great bubbling going on. Did everybody see that? Oh, it's pretty awesome. We're gonna add some more because we're gonna get crazy. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the accumulation of bubbles, and I want those to stay, because what happens as the bubble stays on there, the colored underglaze will accumulate at the bubble's edge, and that accumulation is what is going to give us this awesomeness. Here, let's see if we can get this to really show how awesome we're talking about. I mean, that's like epic awesome. I'm so stoked with this. And look at the splattering that happened in there. Like, oh my gosh, heart, heart, heart. Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. I'm probably just gonna walk away from this one because I love it. We'll do another one. I have two here, so we'll do two mugs since I underglazed two. So you're gonna watch it twice. Gosh, we have so much time left over. Well, maybe we'll just do more mugs. You know, I didn't check this one when I started. Just thought of that while I was doing it. I'm like, you know, I didn't actually finish wiping that one because we did it so fast. I'm just more efficient than I realized. Okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. Yeah, I know that once the bubbles are on there, I don't touch them. They're done. And I start glazing right over everything. Leave them bubbles alone. Oh, look at all those tiny little ones. They're crazy. That's just craziness. Get some on the handle. Oh gosh, that's pretty crazy. Look at that one. Now people do this for bowls or whatever, and then you can just glaze over the top a lot of the times, and it looks pretty awesome. But this technique is just so simple too. It's like a whole window of bubbles. Do you see that? Looks like poison. Don't drink it. Don't drink from my mug. Just adding a few spots that are like, could be better. You know, try to get some on the label there. Oh man, that's pretty cool. That. So this one, you can see the popping is still occurring. So this is where the actual magic is happening. The longer your bubbles sit, the more magic you will get. So here's one that was already done. And now you can see, look at the bubbles pouring over the top. Are you seeing this? This awesomeness? I don't know if my camera's zoomed in right or not, but cool. And I don't do that for my other sculptures or my other mugs. That's just special for these ones. I think, gosh, 15 minutes left. Should we open it up for any questions that anybody has? Should we do questions? You can also see more. Yep, there's my Instagram. Thank you, Stacy. That's me. How many firings? These mugs have the one bisque firing and then one glaze firing. Some of my mugs I do fire many times, but these are not them. I just do 2 with these. Where's the radioactive mug? The radioactive mug is still in the kiln. It's cooling. I had to really rush to get these mugs done, especially with homeschooling my kids. It has been a bear to get all my work done, so I apologize, Don. I was going to have that for you. What cone? So these are going to be fired to cone 6. I don't think the temperature really matters. Whatever your clay body will demand. Comments are coming fast. This clay body is Laguna 75. I do use Laguna 60, but it's got that manganese in it. I'm trying to avoid because of the neurological poison it creates for us potters. So I don't think it really matters. Someone mentioned a totem. Can you share pics of the totem? The totems are right behind us. These totems, my sculptures, those are my totems. Or we're talking about my matchstick men. Who's that asking here? Oh my gosh, we have so many comments. I'm just going to hop into these questions. Ruby, I'm not sure which totems you're talking about. You're welcome, Cabby. Yes, I will reuse everything. I don't ever put them in a bucket. So I have this bowl here. We're answering questions for Stephanie. So the underglazes that I actually just used are still in this bowl. I will leave this in here to settle for a day or so, and then I will take off the surface water and I put it back into my container. I don't waste anything. I will reuse the bubbles. I will reuse this stuff. Everything gets reused. Save everything. It's too expensive to waste it. What soap for the bubbles? Dawn. This is Gain. I don't know. Anything that makes bubbles, I guess. I have only tried Dawn and Gain, but I have pretty good luck with that. Julie. Do you use commercial clear? I have Amico's satin I do use, but then I mix my own clear to spray on my mugs, the thin coat. One that I have developed over the time. That goes to Deb. Sorry, Don. Sorry. Just killing you. Just killing me. Sorry. No firing after the bubbles. Soap interfere with the glaze. No, I have not had the soap interfere with my glazes. Now, I've only glazed clear over them, and I have glazed colored. This one is a green. This is actually Spectrum Lime or something, and you can see that they're still in there and didn't affect it at all whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm not an expert on this. I've only done, 50 mugs like it, so I'm still learning myself. So I have not seen any sort of interference. Betsy and Juliana, what do you do? What do I do for what, Julianne? My job? This is it. This is all I do. Talk to you guys and make mugs. That's pretty much it. So the colors are at Greenware, then bisque. Yes, I paint all my mugs at a bisque firing. First, everything will get painted. Paint. I get my grays, my colors, and then I will bisque fire that. That locks in the color of my mugs. And then I add the rest of the surface decoration. That makes it so nothing can get wiped off. That was going to Cabby. The brown ones. That was the totems. My brown totems. I did the demo of my matchstick man, or my... I think these are the only ones I have. And then I have these guys back here. These matchstick men. These tall... I would pick one up, but they're extremely heavy. So I think if you check my Facebook feed, I have photos of all this stuff done, or my Instagram. You can see some of that stuff. Or just send me a message later and I'll send you pictures. Not sure, someone mentioned one of the ones in the back are awesome. These are the ones, that would be these guys. These totems, these are my blockheads, 8x8. They are pretty awesome. Super heavy, or I'd just pick one up and show you. That's them. My giant faces that I do. The brown one, skinny one. Oh, so we're talking about, I think these guys. These are my matchstick men right here. So these guys are pretty sweet. They actually come apart in pieces. I designed them to travel well. Set this down so I can answer more questions. Hang on. Face pieces are all over the place. Fantastic. To save it, do you underglaze on leather hard? I do not do leather hard. A lot of people do leather hard. I just let everything dry. I like how when you paint the underglazes on, just when it's bone dry, it absorbs so much faster. And I love that. That's great. The absorption. Which scent of soap? I prefer lemon because it smells nice and zesty when I'm working. Because I'm a lemon and zesty kind of guy. Looks like detergent. E-G, detergent. I don't know. It's just regular dish soap. I think there's a lot of videos out there with that stuff. So I don't think the soap is important. I think any dish soap will work. Dish soap is kind of designed to get all bubbly. Do you glaze both the inside and the outside? Yes. I always glaze the inside of my mugs because I don't think they would be food safe if I didn't. So it's important to be glazed. Sometimes I use a white. This was a special line of mugs, so they had the green. Almost 90% of my work, I always do white on the inside of my mugs because I have kids, and if the dishwasher does most of our dishes, and if there's something left in there, I don't want a black inside where I can't see the scuzz or whatever they put in there. Their concoctions. They love to use my mugs for that. That was going to Catherine. Hi, Rose. Could you use a smaller container to get inside? Yes. You can use any size container you'd like, whichever one works best for you. For everything that I've done here, I'm not really sure. Rose, you might have to clarify. Bacon. Okay, moving. We all want to see you make one of these mugs. Yeah, a lot of people do. They're pretty sweet. Right here, I just made one for you guys. Threw them on the wheel. No biggie. You'd pay to watch that. I bet a lot of people would. I didn't finish the question, but you answered it. Oh, perfect. I'm glad I'm answering that. Julianne, ratio of water to underglaze, please. 50-50. Start out with 50-50. Mix it. It was just right out of the jar here, and then right in a separate container here. Mix. Again, test tiles, guys, is the best. I say this all the time to people. They just make test tiles so you know what's going to happen. I mean, you can easily mix like a tablespoon of this and a tablespoon of that, or a teaspoon. Mix it up and try it and see what happens. I mean, I've wasted so much stuff in my life just trying to winging it, and that's terrible. Don't do that. That was going to, yes, I don't know, Rashri. Susan, hi Dusty, love your mugs, decals. Yes, I make all of my own transfer decals. They're all my own design and my own development, I guess you could say. Something I've developed over the last 5 years. Would you explain how to add oxides to underglaze? Do you also add flux? I don't add any flux. I just add a small amount. I have a gram scale, and I'll add however much the ratio is. Just start with a little bit and go from there. Add a little bit and then add a lot, and then have 2 tests and then meet somewhere in the middle. That's how I would suggest. Thank you, Gabby. Would you explain? Oh, there's my Instagram again. Thanks, Stacy. Thank you. I'm trying to be super pumped. We're all stuck at home. We're making the best of it. This is great. I'm having a great time. It's nice that I can work on my mugs and share some stuff with you guys, because you guys have been so great. You know, every time I post things, get such great feedback. I love you guys. You're the best. What's the inspiration of my work, says Ruby? You know, I'm a huge sci-fi nut, so anytime that I can kind of bring like a futuristic alternative reality into my work, I think you can kind of see that with whether it's my mugs or my weird faces. You know, I just love art. Art is the best, and anytime you create art, it's just the best. Seriously, I just love it. Love, love, love. So my inspiration is just, I'm addicted to making art, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So they come apart. That's awesome. What's the base? The base is actually steel. I have a steel plate. I don't have one here, but it's a steel plate, and then it's 1/2-inch pipe. Can you see? So then it's a 1/2-inch pipe, and then all the sections come off. Then I can transport him easily, or, you know, pick his nose, get in his ear, whatever you got to do. Set him here. Yeah, so it's like lots of sections. Earlier this year, we were going to try for a world record, but those requirements are just ridiculous. Love your totems. Thank you. Yes, all the words are back. No, that's my fault. No, the camera's facing this way, so it looks like I'm lefty, but this is my righty. It's just how the camera works, so I can see you and read. Sorry. Wouldn't that be funny if I put warning and everything backwards, like I can't read? I'm dyslexic. It could be. In the wash portion of the video, you talk. Someone's calling me. Make it go away. Texture in the clay. Yes, I have so many texture tools. Gosh. Basically, the best texture tool that I've found is, I can make a whole video on texture tools, but like if you're making something like these that need to look rustic or beat up, I have like a piece of concrete or asphalt and then shove the clay into it, or anytime, just shove clay into something and then you have a cool texture, and then just press it in, you know, as you go, and then you get, you know, that cool, here, you can see my texture tool in this face, real good. See, just little bumps and divots and things like that as I clang things together. Hopefully that answers your question, Michelle. What do you use to post? What do you use as a post for your totems? This is 1/2-inch pipe, 1/2-inch steel black pipe. You can get it at any hardware store or anything like that. You could use 3/4-inch. I also use those pool noodles that you saw to cushion them. So, you know, whatever works for you, for your thing. So get a welder. I love welding. It's fun too. Deb is saying, what type of? I think this is really fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Fun technique, fun to watch you work. Great pieces. I appreciate that. Oxides. I mostly now use iron oxide and copper oxide. Those are two of my go-to oxides. There are so many oxides out there, but I have used those the most, so I kind of feel that I have the best understanding of how those work with my work. So at least I know what it's going to look like in the end. A lot of things interact with glazes and things like that, so I prefer to just use what I know and experiment a little bit as we go. That was going to Deb. Jimmy, I want to see you make a butt mug. These are actually made from a mold, sadly, but the actual sculpture I made out of Cone 6 Laguna clay. So, it was such a fun project making molds. I wanted to see if I could make a mold. And so now I just pour my own slip, my own homemade slip into a mold, and I produce them. But then I go through and I add handles, buttons. Oh, I got Underglaze on there. All this fun stuff is all, even the belt loopholes. There's a belt. And then the gum. Oh, seriously, when you're drinking out of a butt mug, like, nothing can bother you. Especially when people are, like, being jerks. You're like, you know what? How was your day? Yeah, mooning you. Yeah, totally. It's my favorite. You have to have a sense of humor, I think, with this stuff. Sprig molds. Yes, sprig molds. Sprig molds are the best. I do those for my teapots. I have several sprig molds for bolts and nuts, things like that. I don't use them a whole lot, but sprig molds are good for a lot of stuff. Can you show which underglaze you use? Can you show me which underglaze you use? Then do you paint on? It's on. Everything goes on. When I'm bone dry, I'm having a brain fart. I just use right out of the bottle underglaze. Whatever you got, underglaze. It works great. How do you make the radioactive sign? All my radioactive things are transfers that I develop and design on my own. So get into transfers. They're awesome. There's lots of videos out there. I ask how you shape the test tiles. Extruder. Oh, yes. So I made my own extruder die for these tiles. You can just make them out of anything, a rolling pin, but I used to do tile work for people, custom tile work. So these are actually, for the back of the tile to catch the grout. They work great for my test tiles, so I just extrude 10 feet of them or whatever. 10 feet. I know, it's crazy. So I don't have to make them again. I hate changing extruder dies. It's a pain. That was going to Don. Jerry says, do you prefer speedball underglaze? I do. I prefer speedball underglaze. I have had so much luck with them in the past. The price, I think, is better for me because I'm, starving artist kind of guy. Plus, a lot of my Amico underglazes, they've been fluxing out. So I do rocket mugs too, and several of my rocket mugs were completely destroyed because of the green fluxed out. So I wasn't doing test tiles at the time, but it just kills me to wreck anything. So far the speedball ones are staying velvety how I like them. So I need consistency in my work because when I have so much time in one mug that it's heartbreaking when I lose one. Heartbreaking. Jerry. Catherine, I really want to see the bottom of your matchstick, man. Can you disassemble and show us? You're very curious. I have to move the camera. Like, really? Here, I'll show you. Right now it's connected to this one's connected to a wooden base. Okay? But he's not finished. So his friend over here, let's see if we can do the stretch, is on a metal base. And it's connected, it's just welded to the bottom of a plate, of a steel 1/4-inch plate. So if you want more questions about that, you can send me a private message and I can answer all your questions about that. Good afternoon, I love your work. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you, Victoria, I appreciate that. What do you cover with them? What do I cover with the mugs? A clear, a light clear over the top. No problem, John. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Tim and Stacy. So hopefully everyone just loves this video so much. Wednesday lives are the best, aren't they? No problem, Julianne. It was fun to do. Thanks for sharing with. No problem. It was great, guys. I don't know how far back I am on these comments, but I'm just trying to get down through them quickly. Oh, no problem, Victoria. Thanks. Great demo. No problem. I'm glad everyone was here. We had a lot of interaction. It was great. Don't ever stop. Well, I'll try not to, Ruby, but, it's kids and everything else makes it tough. Even in winter. Jody, I'm not sure what that comment goes to, but yes, I make mugs in the winter. I make everything in the winter. Do you make a video on texture tools? I don't, but Alyssa, if you contact me, we could talk about something. We could make some magic happen. if that's something you guys want to get into. The face is fabulous. Thank you. I just love this stuff. Love. All of it. It's the best. Get crazy. Terrific demo. Thank you. No problem. Glad you guys were all part of this. No problem. Patty. Where can I find more? I have more videos on Clay Buddies. I started taking some down because I was kind of new to Facebook Live, and I was like, some of those things were like 3 hours long, so I was going to redo a lot of them shorter, much shorter. I think the last teapot I did was like 3 hours, and I'm like, holy cow, that's nuts. But I'm going to be redoing a lot more of them. So stay tuned. No problem, Maxine. Thanks for stopping by. Oh gosh, here we are. Let's keep going until I guess I get kicked off. To add Jersey Borax. No, I don't add that to my oxides. I just stir. They all seem to settle. They're so heavy. This is going to marry. I don't add any of that stuff. I just keep stir. Asking Don, yeah, a YouTube video. I do have a YouTube channel. I think I have 2 subscribers, so be one of my subscribers. I don't know if I ever like YouTube as much. It works for some people, but not so much for me. I love the butt mug too. It's so much fun. And you get a drink out of the butt side if you want to. Oh, Oxides first, then Underglazes, Jody. Thanks for the demo. I kind of mix a little bit of both sometimes. Oh, I guess I'm being kicked off, guys, so I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions. I'll try to answer them. So goodbye, everybody. I'm getting off. Have a good day. Bye. I'll try to answer your comments after.